that we have. And if it was done before, it can be done again. And it has been. Better, faster, and so on and so forth. There's a guy, I understand this to be the case, if somebody knows it better than I do, correct me. There's a guy in Singapore. We weren't even in Singapore, you know, when he went R&D, I don't think. And now we're in Singapore, and we have a guy that went IMD in Singapore in a ridiculous amount of time. 4 months. I just want to slap him around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That is absurd. How the heck did you possibly get to IMD in 4 months? And so I don't know if I could ever be that kind of person, but here's what I know, here's what I want you to know. That you can find someone that can find someone that can find someone that can find someone that can find somebody that has a guy that or gal that's going to show up on your team who will do that in some absurd amount of time. As far as I know, that's the fastest it's ever been done. Yep. Dave Peach was there for 10 months. He had it long enough, now that I think about it. And I was really excited for Dave because Dave's on our team. And he didn't come in for a year and a half later. Are you willing to wait a year and a half for Dave Peach to show up on your team? And then wait for another year and a half for a guy like Keith to show up on his team? Yeah, that's what happens when you're willing to wait and you're willing to come back and come back and come back. Like Bro's been in all the time, just digging the ditch. But remember what I told you in the beginning. We took the business very, very seriously in the beginning. We had 5 things that I believe was the reason why we built the business. Number 1, we didn't doubt the industry. Viral marketing. I know being a lawyer, being a pilot, being a doctor, and being every other professional company is really, really cool. But you got to understand that viral marketing can outstrip, outgun, outperform all of them, and sometimes put together. You with me on that one? Especially if you got the right company at the right time with the right leadership, and that's what we had. Number 2, we believed in Mike and Wayne, the owners. And later on, Dan Stamen and the rest of the crew that has now come on and runs the company. Number 3, we believed in the Dream Trip product. It is a product by the time I happen to market it to Keith. And he gets in and he goes and takes a trip. He's got value proposition. He gets good value for his $199 for his product. You see, if you don't believe, if you're doubting that for a second, you're sabotaging yourself, shooting yourself in the foot, and you're not going to get to go where you want to go. Number 4, we believe in the system. The system is all those tapes that are in the background. Do not miss the tapes. They will grow your business, grow your team. You cannot possibly teach and train a large organization yourself. You have to have a system in place. Today's RTV is part of the system. The Super Saturdays that are in between are part of the system. The convention, going to Millionaire Boot Camp in next month, July, is absolutely paramount to your business. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time that someone invited you to go to a camp? It was a millionaire boot camp to teach you how to become a millionaire. And more importantly, to help you teach someone else how to become a millionaire. And whether or not that's your goal or not, somewhere in between you and a millionaire net worth, you can do some things over and above and beyond what you're doing. So if you take this business serious, for crying out loud, go to a camp where they're going to do nothing but focus on teaching you how to become a millionaire. That's an incredible opportunity. 15 years as an airline pilot, they never came to me and said, Dwight, you come to one more training, and I went to a gazillion of them, we're going to teach you how to become a millionaire. Never, never, ever. Get in this business, now we have access to it. Be in Kansas City, it'll be a blowout event. It's going to sell out. They sold out in Cyprus, 1,500 people at a millionaire boot camp event. And we expect this to be the first event in Kansas City that they're going to sell out. And so therefore, if you want to get in, make sure you go. They actually turn people away from some other destinations because there wasn't enough capacity. The fire department said, no way, Jose. Be at Millionaire Boot Camp. Sell whatever you need to sell to pay the way to go. You can come back and buy 2 of them. Hello? You with me?
How's the TV?
And we're going to talk a little bit more about that later. And I think maybe at the next break, we're going to have an opportunity to get back there and get signed up for Millionaire Boot Camp. The tools back there and the events are enormous. Millionaire Boot Camp, Journey's coming up in Hawaii. And if that's not a good excuse to go to Hawaii, I don't know what is. Good, great. Who's been to Hawaii? Yeah, is it awesome? You darn right. I could go to Hawaii 30 days, 45 days, you know, without even blinking. I just love Hawaii. Been there a dozen times, but I love going back, but I've never stayed there long enough or at a high enough level that I wanted to all those times I went. But it's coming. The Journey's coming up. So there's about 4 major events a year. 2 of them are coming up here just within the next few months. Be at the major events just like he was. That's why he's on stage today at an RMD and he's retired at 39 years old. Ridiculous. Awesome. So, rapid fire.
You gotta get that age right.